मेरे को ये नहीं समझ आता है मिलियनर्स लोग इतना बेवकूफ कैसे बन जाते हैं यार.
One of the biggest news that has come up right now is that the former CEO of Theranos, Elizabeth Holmes, has been sentenced to 11 years of imprisonment. Theranos is a company, or was a company in the years of 2013 and 14, that had promised to the world that they will take just a few drops of blood from the people through a device called the Edison device, and they will analyze those samples of blood and find out what are the problems in the in the body of a person. This news is extremely big. Why? Because this whole thing was a scam. This was a very big scam on a large scale, and this has been recorded as one of the biggest scams in the history of the Silicon Valley. Now, Elizabeth Holmes was the former CEO and chairwoman of Theranos. Now, as I told you, that this was a company that had built a device called the Edison device that would do the analysis of a sample of blood, and then inform in just a very short space of time what are the problems in the body of a person. There were a lot of partnerships and investors in this company, and because of that, she became the youngest woman billionaire. Theranos की ये कंपनी में बहुत सारे इन्वेस्टर्स और पार्टनर्स थे, and I will inform you just a few of the names who had invested and partnered with this company. Because of this investment, this company was able to raise about $900 million from the market, and this made Elizabeth Holmes the youngest woman billionaire of our age. ये कंपनी में there were a lot of investors. I will tell you the names of a few of the investors. One of the investors was the media mogul Rupert Murdoch. Many of you would know that he was the chairman, or probably still is the chairman, of the Star Media Group. One of the other investors of this company was Larry Ellison, who is the executive chairman of Oracle. One of the big partners of Theranos was Walgreens. Walgreens is a pharmacy and retail brand which is spread across America, and they invested in the region of 50 million in this company.
हमारे एक सवाल है, ये जो भी मोहतरमा थी जिन्होंने ये डिवाइस एडिसन नाम की डिवाइस बनाई थी, उनका बेस अगर मैं देखूँ तो बोल रही थी कि मैं ब्लड टेस्ट लेके अपनी डिवाइस में डालूंगी एंड उससे जो ह्यूमन बॉडी की जो फंक्शनिंग जो है वो पूरी बता देगी. अगर आप नॉर्मल कभी हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट हुए हो या कहीं आपको सर्दी खांसी जुकाम बुखार भी होता है, तो डॉक्टर सबसे पहला काम करता है आपका ब्लड टेस्ट लेता है. उस ब्लड टेस्ट को डिफरेंट टेस्ट में डाला जाता है. उससे आपको पता चला जाता है कि अच्छा आपके अंदर हेपेटाइटिस बी है कि नहीं, आपके अंदर मलेरिया है कि नहीं, आपके अंदर विटामिन की कमी है कि नहीं, आपकी किडनी सही फंक्शन कर रही है कि नहीं. ये सब ब्लड टेस्ट से होता है. सो इनका ये डिवाइस ऐसा यूनिक क्या था जिससे इन्होंने पूरी दुनिया के डॉक्टर्स और फार्मा कंपनी का चूतिया काट दिया.
They had decided that they will be collecting just a few drops of blood, okay, and then those few drops of blood will be transferred to a very small container called nanotainer. Is a very small vessel that would take in those few small drops of blood. Then this blood would get transferred to a device called the Edison device, which is on the screen right now, right? And this is the device that would do the analysis. अभी मजे की बात इसमें क्या है कि this device called Edison was named after the inventor Thomas Alva Edison.
जिन्होंने बल्ब बनाया था.
Right. And one of the interesting facts about this is that it never actually worked. All of the claims, all of the of the propaganda, all of the investment, all of it bombed. One of the people who visited the labs of Theranos in California was Joe Biden, who is currently the president of America. But in 2015, if you remember, he was the vice president of America. When he visited the laboratory of Theranos, that whole event was deemed as a success. Why? Because Elizabeth Holmes had made a fake laboratory in the office. So what they showed to the vice president of America was a laboratory for the collection of blood and for the analysis of of blood, and that entire lab was completely fake. This was the extent of the scam. It was so big that many of the investors and many of the partners, like Walgreens, who had invested about 50 million in the company, they suffered a lot of loss. So finally, the conclusion of this is, that justice has been served. She although she is pregnant with her second kid right now, she has been sentenced to 11 saal in prison. And one of the things which surprised me was that ये female जो है एलिजाबेथ होम्स, इसकी एक स्टैनफोर्ड की प्रोफेसर का एक इंटरव्यू आया था. एंड इसकी स्टैनफोर्ड की प्रोफेसर ने ना ये ना बोला था दैट कि एलिजाबेथ वाज वेरी एम्बिशियस, and good looking, but she was not a great student. She was an above average student. What this professor of Stanford had said, was that this female Elizabeth, although she was just an above average student, she had the charisma to charm many of the billionaires to invest in her company. I'm sure that all of them are regretting it right now. Even the association, with this woman and with Theranos, and this was one of the news that I wanted to discuss on our podcast, because this is the biggest thing right now. The exposure, and the rise and the downfall of this woman Elizabeth Holmes, and the company called Theranos.
Okay. ये कहानी से एक सीख मिलती है कि अगर आपके पास पैसा, जैसे आपके पास बहुत मिलियंस में पैसा,
मिलियंस में ये अपने पैसा है,
तो अगर आपके पास मिलियंस में पैसा है, तो आप जब इन्वेस्टमेंट करें तो इन्वेस्टमेंट से पहले उसकी जांच कर ले.
हाँ, राइट.
कल होके कोई और मशीन ऐसा कल होके कोई और ऐसा मशीन बना के आएगा कि मैं ऐसा मशीन बना दूंगा कि आपको टाइम ट्रेवल करा दूंगा पीछे, और आप लोग विश्वास, मेरे को ये नहीं समझ आता है मिलियनर्स लोग इतना बेवकूफ कैसे बन जाते हैं यार.
I actually think that I'm very, very smart. Why? Because although in 2013 and 14 I was in America, I did not make even a dime of investment in this company. I would never have invested in this company. वो अलग बात है कि I'm bankrupt.
मैंने भी एक दो इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रखा है.
हाँ, और उसका जो आउटपुट ये है कि we are making a podcast called the Two Oxes.
That is investment.
I think it's the
best. We had an investment of a light of £10.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
We have an investment of the camera, the stand.
Right.
These are all the. तो हम लोगों ने बहुत स्मार्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट किया था 2 Oxes में, और वो क्या इन्वेस्टमेंट है?
फोटो लाइट का इन्वेस्टमेंट है, ये फोटो का इन्वेस्टमेंट है,
कैमरा का इन्वेस्टमेंट है, कैमरा का इन्वेस्टमेंट
है, टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट है. Yes.
हम लोग 2 Oxes में क्यों है? आप लोग के लिए, सिर्फ आप लोगों के लिए.
This is the investment that matters, and that is the reason why the 2 Oxes never invested in Theranos.
हम लोग चाहते तो अभी सो सकते थे अभी, लेकिन हम लोग नहीं सो रहे, सिर्फ आप लोगों के लिए, ताकि आप लोग तक न्यूज़ पहुंचे सबसे पहले.
मैंने गुड बाय एक्चुअली मैंने कह दिया, but that's okay.
वो तो इधर उधर कर सकते हो ना.